edition of Knicks Morning Coffee.
Playoff Knicks Morning Coffee.
Yeah, playoff Knicks Morning Coffee. I'm Mr. King, and I'm here with Joe Cool. All right, so we 1-1, right? So we might just dive right into it. It's not bad. It's a good 1-1. The first game was kind of shaky, but even before we go into the other stuff, we got to finish this conversation from yesterday. Now, y'all wasn't with us yesterday when it got kind of heated. You might not have known that we was father and son. But the subject was on R.J. Barrett. And I'm just going to run over R.J.'s stat line because I wasn't totally killing R.J. But
it was R.J. Barrett performance and Randall performance.
All right, okay. But R.J., with his 13 points.
Well, tell me what the argument is, though. You got to tell me what the argument is.
The argument was that he felt Randall ain't doing nothing for us, and we better off with him on the bench.
Now that's not what I said.
That's basically what you were saying. Put him out, leave him out. And when we made that run, Randall was in the game.
No, this is a guy. I said Randall needs to perform. He said, well, he got the playoff.
I agree.
I said, well, Randall has to do better when our rookies are playing like they ready to ball.
All right, go ahead. What else was you saying? That RJ carried us?
No, I didn't say RJ carried us. I said RJ is giving us what he's been giving us all season. He said, well, he needs to shoot better. I said, well, he ain't been shooting good all season.
Nah, he been shooting better than that.
He been shooting better than that.
And Joey, RJ went 13 points, 5 for 14 shooting, 2 for 5 from the 3-point line, 25 minutes. Now, he been giving us more than 25 minutes. He was out because he wasn't producing. 5 for 14. So he had a stretch the same way Randall had a stretch during the game where Randall did some nice things. RJ just had the same stretch. And remember that what, 13, 15 points, whatever it was, he got 5 of those when the game first started.
Yeah, and I was throughout the game.
And then he laid an egg until he came alive a little bit more in the end.
Okay, so now that's that you looking at. He also played like 45 minutes.
No, he played 25 minutes.
Oh, 25 minutes. But then
he played 25 minutes.
And Randall played less minutes than RJ for the past 2 playoff games.
No, Randall played a lot of minutes the other game, but Randall, they both had the jitters.
I just looked it up before we, I know you were going to hit me with the Stephen A stats.
No, I ain't thinking about Stephen. We can get to Stephen. I ain't thinking about Stephen A. But Randall, right. I say, too, he got to shake that jitters and come alive. And you see the same thing in Barrett's game, the way he was playing. They both, because y'all supposed to be Batman and Robin, but really, RJ's our Robin in name only.
All right, so now I got the argument ready. Randall was giving us 5 plus points a game?
Yeah.
RJ was giving us 20 points one game, 6 points another game.
No, he was giving us 15 to 20.
18, and then maybe 7 points another game.
But no,
then he was
that's
giving
wrong.
us. No, look it up.
Them few points.
If you look by game, it's never consistent with RJ.
But he's had good stretches though. He's had really good stretches where he was producing. And some of that was camouflage because what Rose and Burke was doing. So you almost get a pass. But for all the things, and I was only saying it yesterday, for all the ways that Barrett finds himself with the ball in his hand, you got to produce more because you got to raise your game in the playoffs. And I give the fact that they were nervous, both of them. But you got to come out of, and they both started coming out of it last game where
he was passing them 3 that he normally probably would have jacked up, right? He was doing the floater. R.J. Barrett was just, taking it to the hole. His shooting, I'm not relying on.
No, but he wasn't just taking it to the hole.
What I'm saying is I'm not relying on R.J. Barrett's shooting. That's all I was saying. I don't even like the way Noel was playing, kind of, sort of. Like, yeah, he's playing decent, but when I'm looking at the court, he's not altering shots. He's killing us. There was a spurt in the first game where Trae Young just taking it to the hole on Noel. Noel had nothing.
I know,
but what's the name, man?
All right, but Joe, you missing the fact that even with Noel, when he tweaked something in the game.
Yeah, see.
I know, but you can't move. I know, but come on now. You didn't play hurt before. You can't do certain things.
Too.
Yeah, but good. Joey, he's a shot blocker. He's a reaction shot blocker. So when you tweak something in a game like that, and you can't react and move, your whole game is off.
But this is my point. If we talking stats, then let's talk stats. I'm talking about during the game. We can't be talking about who tweaked this, who did this, who did. Everybody looked like they was grimacing at one point. Even Randall looked like he did something.
All right, but whole game, but Nerlens' whole game is timing. But let's just get back to what RJ. When you said I'm not looking for RJ to hit jumpers. Yes, for the way you find yourself out there with the ball in them situations, you have to knock those shots down.
But we've been saying that all year.
But then he started knocking them down, though. He started knocking down those threes and those open threes pretty much.
It's
He started.
the playoffs,
He
though.
started right. And RJ got to
intensity
step up.
I'm talking about we know the intensity up. We know he got to step up. We've been saying that all season.
So you cannot lose to the Hawks because RJ can't hit his shots. That can't be the reason why you lose.
I feel like he's more successful. He's keeping them on their toes. Eventually, hopefully, they drop. Same thing we're saying for Randall. We can't say one thing about Randall and then turn around and look at RJ and not say the same thing.
Randall don't get a free pass.
That's
but what Randall do get is we don't win without Randall.
I'm talking, but this is 2 games.
We can win without RJ.
I said this is 2 games in a row, no assertiveness.
But the end of the game, he did. So that end of the game should carry over now that he's back, because you can see in his eyes and in his movements now that nerve stuff done went away. Now it took a game and a half and maybe a game and a half too long, but it's still that's what it is.
They double teaming them, triple teaming them, but
he needs to get the ball out.
This was my point all year long. This moment right here defines who's superstars and mega stars and whoever how you want to categorize these players. This is that moment right now.
Right.
So
and this is still early in the series.
Yeah, but he's still not doing it for me.
He's not doing it, but you see Joey at the end of the game.
Everybody come out with that intensity. I need you to come out with that Randall intensity.
Joey, I know, but you still all right. But Joey, his first playoffs,
every time.
The pressure of New York, it got to him. 2,000 people in the stands. Now 15,000, which seems like probably 50,000 with the crowd going crazy. It got to him. Okay, we gave you that. No, game and a half. That going into that fourth quarter, Randall shook that off, and Randall was balling. He was balling, and he didn't carry the whole load because that win was a team win. Randall gave that second half was a total team win. Randall, Burt, Bullock, Rose, RJ, Todd was the MVP of the game to me. Everybody that mattered came through in those situations, and that's what it took. That just happened to be.
That's all I'm saying.
But that's what it took. But Randall's not superstars. He hasn't learned how to play off a double team. But not even many of the superstars can.
But even if so, I still call Randall because he is our star. He is our leader. He is our star. They put him as such.
All right, Joey.
But this one I've been saying all year long. I'm not saying we can't win without Randall. I said, well, I need.
But that's basically what you were saying.
No, that's not basically what I'm saying. You do that. You put the words there. What I was saying was Randall need to step up. I don't care about what RJ do.
We all say Randall need to step up.
Quickly do.
But Randall finds himself. Joey finds himself in them critical situations on the turning points of the game. He has to produce.
Nah, but they still.
Then don't be in them situations. Get the ball and move it.
Nah,
get it and move it.
You also say he finds himself in them situations because they know he can't shoot.
Right, but you still can move it. You can still move the ball. As soon as you get it, move it. That's all you got to do.
That's what Coach was saying about Randall.
That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do.
That's what he was saying about Randall.
Yeah, but one thing about a star, and he should move the ball when you see the double team coming. But the coach has to create movement among the other offense.
And maybe I'm wrong. This is when we need the comments more than ever. Because I didn't see that effort from Randall. I see him frustrated. I didn't see it either. So now, he got the jitters. Cool. Everybody got the jitters. The fans got the jitters.
Fans ain't got no jitters.
No, we got the jitters.
Fans is rocking.
You know what I mean? So I need you to drop that dirty. Derrick Rose everybody doing what we said they're supposed to be doing. To me, Rose could be that dark horse that start dropping. He's dropping 30. He's not trying to let us lose. He's in it to win it.
Right. Well, Rose is doing his. Well, now, nobody take that away from him.
Today, I need Randall to play like he Randall from all season long. Look, and if he don't tell me he got playoff jitters still.
Joey, look, that's done. We said he had it. Now we expect more. All right, but you can't say, because when you don't walk in them shoes, you can't say that don't affect you. That affects everybody. You can't say that it don't.
Look what happened. I need more from him.
Right, but now not only do we need more, we expect more, because now you done seen the double teams. Now you know where they coming from, and that's up to the coaches too. Put the other guys in your eyesight, because now you got Randall driving in, and I'm not even blaming the coaches for that. He's driving in, and now when he's turning to look for an outlet, you're turning all the way around. You're searching for an outlet. You should know. You should know where the guys are going when their man double team. Send everybody to the rim, and this is for every player. When the double teams come, have their man go to the rim and then find them in transition that way. Because even though transition wasn't our game, when we started running, we put the Hawks back on their heels. But everybody in that second half contributed to this win. Everybody. I mean, the best go to Taj, Burke, and Rose, and even Bullock finally came alive. You know, Bullock had 1 point before. Even he came alive. We need R.J. Bullock and Randall, our starters,
and I don't look at Bullock
to be effective.
And I don't look at Bullock that as a drought or jitters. I look at Bullock as, remember, we are the
Bullock wasn't jitters.
Yeah, and we don't give him 2 screens. We don't give him. He kind of get those points, and I've been saying that all year long too. He been kind of getting those 3 points off. Either them finding him in trouble, like when RJ hit him from RJ's in the corner 3 and threw it out to him, and
rhythm.
I think that was the first one he hit. Rhythm.
Yeah.
But he's not coming off the Ray Allen screens, the 2 screens, and then he's wide open. You know what I mean? We the only one that lead players wide open.
Bullock had one play. He had one play, because I was on the phone with some people, where he came off a back screen from Randall, right? And he got a wide open shot, and that's what got him going. Then it was the RJ one. But Bullock was more, I contributed his more to the layoff, because his shooting rhythm was there. And sometimes those weak layoffs, you want them to heal the injuries, but it throws players off. Like it threw Derek off, a little bit. It threw Burke off a little bit, but you couldn't really tell in the first game. But look how it took Burke now time in the second game, because he's an adrenaline player. So that's, the Knicks are going to be fine now. Now, if we're playing our game, it don't matter how hot the Hawks are.
We said that too. We said they got to put that body on them. Teams already think they're going to be physical, so now be physical. You came out being the villain this time, and it worked.
Listen, but I don't even think it was our physicality on Trey. It's more as, and I said this to you yesterday, with Trey, as long as he can go out there and shoot freely when the game don't matter, he shoot. Then he think he's Steph Curry, and he shoots and he hit him all day. When the game is on the line and it matters, that's not the same Trey. Even though in the first game he hit that floater, but he's not the same Trey. When now you got to square up and knock that shot down under pressure. He ain't the same person. So play physical, but play smart. Know when to crowd their shooters, because they've been waiting for us to run out at them, and then they're attacking our back foot. So we're playing from behind. Give them that space and just send them to the help. When we run out there reckless, they gone every time.
Sending a guy to the bench early. What's the dude name? I forgot his name.
Peyton?
Nah.
Our guy?
Nah, their guy. He got a foul trouble early. Getting him
Bogdanovich?
Nah, one of the centers, I think.
Oh.
The forwards. The forward. I forgot his name. But sending him.
Well, he didn't do.
Sending him to the bench early was good. Because attacking the basket, they really can't do nothing. Their bench play is really not as good. Bogdanovich went missing, and putting more body on him, it was like he didn't know what to do. Yeah, but we also got to tighten up our rotations. We got to tighten up our rotations on the threes, and that's what we said, or rather what I said. One of our keys to the series is rotate out to the shooters and anticipate that ball is going to be kicked out, and we still getting there late. And in the first quarter, they was knocking them down. The Hawks were just knocking them down, and then we got to control the paint. We have to control the paint, and we have to play way more consistent. The way we did at the end of the game. We play with that type of consistency. Because remember, none of our 3 games against them, regardless of the score in the regular season, was easy. So they're making their adjustments. They decided that Randall's not going to beat us the way he averaged 30-something in the regular season against them. So they decide he's not going to beat us that way. So now it's up to the coaching staff. As soon as the double teams are coming, put those men in Randall's eyesight. So not only can he find them, he already anticipate where they're going to be to get the easy buckets. So another thing, so it made me think yesterday, what should we do? Should we change up anything, or should we keep it the same way? So let me just run down these 3 things, and then we can discuss it. Okay, 1, should we play faster with a smaller lineup? All right, and we'll go back and talk about what that could be. Play bigger to control the boards, right? That's a whole nother element that we could consider if our shooters are hot. Or, do we stay the same and play the way we've been playing and hope that our shooters regain their touch? So those are 3 things that, and I'm a believer that you go with what got you there, but I also believe that in the playoffs,
you have to make adjustments because there's going to be an unsung hero on both teams throughout this playoffs. It's going to be somebody you don't expect that's going to blossom and carry your team. You know,
looking like Obi. Look like he's doing a lot of the guard.
Could be Obi because Obi could because
he's still
now
playing radical, but he's still playing.
But let me say this: when I said play small, now what's one of the lineups we can do when Obi had it going, and then Randall before he went back out the second time, the first time in the first half, he started having it going, and we were pushing. You know, Derek and Burke was pushing everything. So could you have gone? Well, he did a couple of other nice things besides that too.
Yeah, I said that last.
Yeah.
And he ended up taking
Could you have gone with both of them at the same time, being that you're running?
Who? Both of who?
Obi and Randall. Could you have gone smaller? You did it early in the season, but it was no cohesion. But could you at that moment, without taking Obi out, could you have gone smaller and then started running with them guys? And then on the defensive end, now that you're running, you're causing confusion. You're not really just having somebody staying down there just guarding Capella, you know, just like that one-on-one. Because now the game is up and down, and Capella's not the same player in that sense. I kind of like
how Tibbs is doing it. I mean, yeah, that sense, but I kind of like how in them closing minutes or when they got to push it, they move Burke to the point guard, and Burke kind of just does what he wants. I kind of like that right now. Because Burke I
like it when
Burke is not
I like Derek pushing. And I like Burke to receive the ball.
Derrick Rose is playing. Remember, there used to be the 2-1. So Derrick used to come in quickly. You know what I mean? If y'all following me, that was the kind of the theme all season long. For the playoffs now, it seemed like it's like a field thing they've been talking about, where Derrick Rose come in and then he kind of make those adjustments with Derrick Rose. But then toward the end of the game, for the past 2 games, you'll see Burke is at the point guard with whoever's in the game, and Derrick Rose kind of has a break. And Burke is just running. Well, yeah, there was a stretch. At the end, it was Derek. But there was a stretch in the game. And that's got to be our game plan no matter who we playing in the playoffs. Burke got to have a spell where he dictates the play of the ball. And you can tell by the way he's playing and hitting. And I think that's part of Tibbs' game plan. Now, remember before when he was closing out all our games, that's when Derek was just coming back from injury. Yeah. And he wasn't Derek yet. And it was working. So that's just another element that the other team got to prepare for. Now, how about this too for a lineup sometime when they're rolling, when Obi got it going, but we still need a big in there. And then maybe for small spells, put Randall at the 3. Put him at the 3. Now, the thing with Randall and Obi together in a small spell is that Capella got to come out and guard one of them. So he's not the same player because you got both of them out on the perimeter, however the team is moving around. And Capella's not Capella. So that's an option in certain situations. But in some situations, put Randall at the 3 or Obi at the 3 and put Taj down there. So it would have been like Taj, Obi, Randall.
And then that's when you can have like a Burke and a shooter, or Rose and Burke. But you got to have some shooting to space the floor in that situation. But I don't see why we can't play Randall in small stretches at the 3. Because he's basically playing the 3 anyway.
I mean, yeah, the only thing hard about that is I know Taj is going to find the open man.
And Taj can shoot, though, mind you. Yeah. No, I'm saying Taj can actually shoot a 3. He just don't take enough of them.
So I would have went more with maybe with that lineup and add Rose and Burks only because they could probably get them in foul trouble and take it to them.
Yeah, shooters all over the floor.
And then even more mid-ranges. I could say if we up and we did that.
Now, that's one where you probably need to control the game. Because now look at this one. If you go with, now these are all small spells, that you go with Nerlens, Taj, and Randall to control the boards. Because Randall's out in the perimeter anyway. So sometimes go with all 3 because they're getting us on the boards. And not even if they're getting us in the numbers on the boards, they're getting us when those shots matter. They're getting them second looks. And we kind of took that away from them in the second half. Because Taj dialed it up a little bit more.
Taj, and shout out to Obi, getting a lot of.
Obi's a good rebounder. Obi's an excellent rebounder, though.
Get in their face.
Yeah, you could tell that
I don't know how many rebounds you said RJ Barrett did, but I feel like he got in there a little bit when he.
But he rebound. I mean, he averaged 5-6 rebounds a game anyway. Yeah, we're not knocking RJ for that, but we're saying that you're robbing. You know, you're robbing. And then I was only getting annoyed yesterday because you was make it seem like okay. And there was a spell when I was saying leave Randall out in the first half, and then when they started coming back in the second, I was saying leave him out. Then when he came in, then he found that spark.
We all know Randall your guy, but Randall, I'm not letting.
He ain't my guy. He's what we got.
I'm not letting him on the hook. I didn't say don't play him. I said I just need more from him.
We all do, yeah.
I said I like how everybody else is playing. Yeah, it could be more from certain people, but it's not no more than I expect from them. Playoffs, I always say when the competition go up, can you play the same or better? Not worse.
Well, that's what.
That's me. When you play worse, jitters and no jitters.
Well, now starting today for Randall, now we see if you're playing worse because now you really have no excuse because you came out of that funk.
Because we all knew that triple team was coming. We all knew that double team.
But that wasn't even a problem. It could have been 1-on-1, and Randall was going to struggle because those nerves.
With Melo, you know he going to get that double team. He going to get a lot of that.
We ain't even going there. I'm just saying with Melo.
I'm talking about he getting that triple team. He going to shoot it.
It wasn't even about the triple team though. It's about him being nervous. It didn't matter. He could have been played 1-on-1 that first game. When you got that much nerves, it don't matter. You could be by yourself. You gonna miss. Look, he shot an air ball in the first game. He shot a clutch air ball with nobody around him, round the key extended. Now you tell me you ain't even clank it off the rim. That's the jitters that you got. But now it has to be over because you came out and you put together some sequence of some good games. So now Randall, now you're judged. Now you're really judged.
Yeah, if you gotta do the Willie Beeman and throw up on the court to get ready.
Hey, now you judged.
Going to the bench, smacking the Gatorade bottle. Gatorade bottle don't do nothing to you. Go out there and smack Trae Young.
Well, they did that too. They knocked him on his ass too. All right. So anyway, enough of that, y'all. We had to clarify. We want the Knicks to win like everybody else, but we cannot go down to the Hawks that way. We got to go down playing our game so that next year or the summer for free agencies and drafts, and now we know what we need, where we can plug some stuff. We're not going to know if they're not playing their game because it's not what the Hawks are doing to us. It's what we're doing to ourselves. All right, we're going to jump down to Mitchell Robinson right quick. And there's all the confusion of, is he coming back? There's talk that he could come back for the playoffs. Is he coming back for the Hawks? And if he comes back for the Hawks, what does that mean for the Knicks going forward? And what does that mean for our rotation?
Well, I personally think he just needs to come off the bench if somebody getting foul trouble. Or he needs to be what we said, Nilakina. Probably need to be somebody that can come out, he could be himself, be aggressive. If he get in foul trouble, so be it. He was playing without. Yeah, that's what I think.
I actually agree with that.
Yeah, keep it simple.
You can't send Taj back to the bench.
Yeah, nah.
You know, but you can find ways to get him in there for foul trouble. Meaning, Nerlens and Taj could play even a little hard. Well, Taj gives it all out there, all the time anyway.
I don't want him to get hurt.
But sometimes controlling the paint, you still could have because when Nerlens go out, they tend to drive a whole lot more. So if they know Randall was back there in spells, that could eliminate, some of that.
Yeah, one game at a time. But with our point guard situation, we know Derrick Rose is not there. We in trouble. I know if any one of our centers is not there, so Taj or Nerlens is not there. With Mitch Robinson had been in and out, it's not good. So we got to try to preserve them even for the next series. So I know it's one game at a time, but you don't want to be too hurt if we got to go 7. There is no break if we go 7.
Well, but Norvin Pell has proved that he could hold it down.
Yeah, he could defensively hold it down
because we don't get that many points from that position. So I'm fine with if Pell had to play a lot of minutes.
Now you talking about
I'm
jitters.
Fine with that.
I'm talking about you talking about jitters. If he got to come out like I said any given Sunday and like go in the game and playoffs.
Listen, if he got to come out, even though Capella led the league in blocks, if he got to come out and play against Capella for some stretches, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. Now you want to now when you're going against Embiid, because Embiid is going to toy with you. He's going to take you outside.
Now, that's what I'm worried about.
He's going to shake and bake.
They're going to be physical, so he's going to be. That, like I said.
Well, if you remember Mitch's second year and his first year and a little bit in his second year, early on, he guarded Embiid, and I know we jumping, but he guarded Embiid good 1-on-1, blocking his shot 1-on-1, making him miss. So it was at the end of last year when Embiid was just having his way with Mitch. But when Mitch was getting those minutes and locked in, he could handle Embiid down low. And he can chase him out to the 3-point line because Mitch can guard guards in stretches. So it would be nice to have him back for that. But for this series, and I agree, he should come off the bench and then get in where foul trouble or get in where you need him.
Yeah, because Mitch, this Atlanta series is way easier with Mitch because Mitch is like active. But Taj is smarter, and Nerlens was giving us our good minutes. Because remember, I think it was Mitch, then maybe Taj, then Nerlens, or whatever how that went. Nerlens was kind of our weakest center, but I mean, Taj got to play. He needs his break, and then
because he do so many other little things.
Yeah, like
but
I would explain to Taj because I know players got to get their minutes and their rotation. But I would just look at Taj and be like, listen, you are to me our go-to center right now. But I need you to take a break. Let Mitch play. If you get in foul trouble, then you come back in to play the important minutes.
You could do it. But you can do it by. Yeah, but you can
get out there when we up 10 and see what happens.
Nah, it ain't got to be up 10. You can just put Mitch out because you can go by Mitch. Because remember, before he got hurt, he wasn't too many centers that can touch him on the defensive end as far as altering shots. You know, even though Nerlens had more blocks than him, he was altering more shots. So you could dictate it by how Mitch is playing when he's out there.
Oh, all right.
Because if he can regain that form, and he's young enough to just come in doing it. But you still got to get your time in and your rhythm.
A real quick thing, too. I remember I talked about last time. Nerlens did a little shake and bake and went to the hole. I think he needed to do that.
Yeah.
He ended up losing the ball. But
yeah, I remember that one.
I said he might need to, even like what you said, maybe one, like Nerlens, Taj, Randall, or maybe even Mitch, Taj, Randall, or Mitch come back. Shoot, hey, though Mitch, Nerlens, Randall. I don't know.
Listen, we got combinations.
If Nerlens can do that, then let's have him do that and see what happens.
Well, we got combinations, so we good there. We just have to.
Because they big men really can't do nothing with us.
No, it's us. That's what I said. It's us, but it's us.
It's Bogdan. What's that other dude that is?
Herder, whatever his name is. And we knew he could shoot. Yeah.
Yeah, they got a body on him.
I think he go to Washington.
I was kind of worried, but he ain't doing nothing.
But he was hitting his open shots when he opened too. But we just have to play our game.
Well, yeah,
we play our game. We don't got to worry about their shooting.
Nick Gallinari was.
Well, you must have did something. They put him back in the starting lineup. But they got shooters all over the floor. They got. So we have to control the boards so we can limit some of their shots. All right. So we said we want to talk a little bit about the Knicks fans.
You said the Knicks fans?
Yeah.
So not only the Knicks fans, just the fans. Period. Yeah, like I don't know how I feel about that. I think they a little bit too crazy.
No, it's hype. Look, how many years we had to wait?
I'm talking about you talking about the Knicks fans period, or you talking about like with Westbrook, somebody spitting on Trae Young?
Oh no, that was crazy. No, that person need to go to jail. Yeah. I mean Trae trying to be a Knick villain. You're not a Knick villain yet.
I don't think he was trying to be a Knick.
No, because he even said he remembered the Reggie Miller thing and it's a respect thing to be you're not a villain. You want to be a
Knicks fan
because it gives you more credence to be the villain.
As a Knicks fan, that was a fun moment.
But we don't.
That was a fun moment. That whole shush.
Yeah,
calm down.
Yeah, but we don't hate you.
We didn't choke.
Yeah, we don't hate you for the stuff you did. Now, you do it every day and y'all beat us
all season long. Reggie Miller was an a-hole.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah, so
you're not an a-hole, but that was a cool moment. You know what I mean?
That's what we want because that's bulletin board material. Because remember I say before the series started, how the Garden don't let all their guys in media, all their coaches or teams get out there and really talk to the media to get that bulletin board material for us, to get you hyped. So Trae doing that, and then somebody posted on their Instagram where the coach had on the big screen where they going over the tape with Trae doing that, and they, so you don't want him coming in your house.
But this is why I love New York. This is why I love New York. So now you come back and they change Trey's Bolden. I agree with that. I agree with fans doing that.
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to family and spitting and
That's
I don't agree with that.
Nobody.
That's a little excessive. Which,
Yeah.
now if Westbrook would have climbed up there and knocked that dude out, I'd have been like, listen, these players got to keep their composure, but we can't keep talking about mental health, and then fans is doing that.
That family.
That's like we go into Atlanta and they start talking about Randall's son or something.
Listen,
you know what I mean? You can't do that.
The spitting and throwing stuff at Trey. Not only should that fan be barred, like they say he's barred from the Garden, that fan needs to go to jail. Because
it's COVID.
What if you do, regardless, spitting on somebody is the lowest thing you can do to somebody. You better off slapping somebody than spitting on them. So we don't want to see that. We want friendly rivalry. You know, all that stuff with the Bulls and the Knicks back in the day, and all that blood, you know, and all them injuries, they were actually friends. Patrick and Michael were like best friends. Oakley and Jordan and Scotty was best friends. But if you didn't know, based on the game, you would have thought that they hated each other. But there was no, after the game, that was it. There was no, there was no disrespect. There was no nothing. Just that on the court, we going for blood, same way y'all going for blood. So that fan that did that need to be in handcuffs. I tell you right now, if he'd have spit on me,
Metal World Peace.
Listen, well,
that's how man.
So anyway, but the Knicks fans overall are excited. Somebody had put up the other day that the stands where they were sitting was literally shaking. From all the movement.
I felt the TV screen.
Yeah, so that's what we want. We want to bring back that feel. And it's not just a 90s feel. It's just a feel-good thing about basketball that we want to get back.
Yeah, this is that different. This is that Travis Scott energy. This is that different kind of energy.
Yeah, so I'm loving it. I tell you right now, I mean, the way I was screaming and stuff at the TV, like, Cynthia said she thought I was down here talking to somebody, which on and off I was. But, like, you know how we do. Care nothing about that. We want the Knicks to win, and we want to have a good time while they're winning. All right, we're going to shift gears, though, before we get out of here today. And I had to bring this up because I said I'm going to wait till Friday. But it's been killing me, but I saw an episode yesterday. This is the whole thing with Kwame Brown.
I ain't going to lie.
And Steven said Kwame Brown.
I don't know what you about to say, but Kwame Brown been my dog. You know what I mean? Protect Kwame Brown at all times.
Yeah, and I look at the backlash he been getting from a lot of the players. And yeah, on the outside looking in, you could say he was a bust as a number one pick, right? But then I started watching, and I didn't even like when Charlamagne was doing it. You don't know that man, but he tried to apologize. Steven Jackson was doing it. You played with him. When you play with somebody, you tendency to have something you can say, but you don't know that man. And Matt Barnes, who I like, and respect. But again, you're going too far. Stephen A. to me was the harshest because you've been doing it, and like Kwame Brown said, for 20 years you've been making your career. When you don't got nothing else to go to, you bring me up and you bash me without even knowing me. So Stephen A. did this thing the other day where he put up all of Kwame's bloopers. So he showed a minute. Now you took the time on your show to show a minute of Kwame's bloopers and laughing, and you said I got 15 minutes of bloopers tape. I'm only showing y'all a minute. Now if you was to go, you can get 15 minutes of anybody. You can get 15 minutes of LeBron's bloopers. You can get 15 minutes of Michael Jordan's bloopers, right? So I think Kwame went back and he put up some tape of a lot of the good stuff he did. So I don't know what Stephen A. proved for that, but I just thought Stephen A. went way too far in doing this to this man who stayed quiet all these years.
Well, that's what Kwame Brown's whole thing is. Like with the black athletes, you bashed them, you called them a bust. Jalen Rose said it. It's the name calling and us just talking down on. I want to just say athletes, but it's black athletes. You know what I mean? Like, we know, after hearing the story and everything transpiring, we know what happened now. If that's true about, colleges not getting their money, because we've been talking about that, the one and done straight out of high school, of course you're going to make him the poster child of somebody that, look, they need more development. No, they don't, because now look at LaMelo Ball. Look at what's his name? Brendan Marshall. But not Brendan Marshall. He was on Milwaukee. He also played for the Knicks. Remember, he came, I think, out of high school.
Oh, Jennings.
Brendan Jennings.
Yeah.
Went overseas and then came to the Knicks. You didn't have to go to college. They just tell you that to get that money out of you.
Yeah, but listen to this.
I mean? So I hear Kwame Brown. Like, I didn't know the whole full story of the Jalen Rose situation with him on First Take.
But that was years ago.
Yeah, that was years ago.
Yeah.
But now all them stories is connected. We already know about Charlamagne. That wasn't nothing new. But yeah, he's right.
Listen, I saw a show yesterday. This show summed it all up for me, where everybody owes that. When you hear this, if you didn't watch the show, everybody will owe Kwame Brown an apology. Now, technically, looking at the stats and looking at the
monkey see, monkey do. So everybody needs to realize
it would seem like a bust. But Eaton Thomas, who played with him in Washington, right? Mm-hmm. He had a panel the other day, or it might have been for yesterday, I don't know, with Jahidi White, two other guys that played on that first Washington team when Kwame got drafted. Mm-hmm. So he talked about how when they did the workouts, they brought in Tyson Chandler and Eddie Curry in that draft, and Kwame dogged them, outplayed both of them, and then they brought in Tyson Chandler again, and Kwame destroyed him. So it was a no-brainer that they picked him number one in that draft. So he said in that draft, Michael Jordan picked him, but then Michael came down to play the next season. So when Michael came down to play, then it was all about Michael Jordan. And the guys on the team said the same thing. He didn't care about nobody else. He didn't care about you. He didn't care about your family. It was all about him. And then Michael also, knowing that he was going to come back and play, he hired Doug Collins, his old Bulls coach before Phil Jackson, to come be the coach so Michael can play and do what he want to do. So they said that Collins treated Kwame like dirt to protect Michael Jordan when things wasn't going good. And that Michael and them, they just took away all that boy's confidence. And Michael had a history of that in the early years with the Bulls. The Bulls would get some good young draft picks.
Well,
and Michael would just destroy them mentally. And that's what he did to that kid.
I'm talking about, I know there was a couple people that used to say that on the Wizards. They said they're playing one-on-one and he just take you out your whole game. Like, he'll just like kill you on the court.
There are all kind of stuff besides the one-on-one.
Like, tell you're
they're humiliating you. They're treating you. They had incidents where they said Michael would kick the ball way up in the stands after a shoot-around and then tell him, rookie, go get the ball, but you better be back, and make everybody else get on the bus so y'all can leave him. Like all kind of stuff. But Michael had a history of that. So you killed that boy from day one so that you can come back and you could be Michael Jordan. Because even what's the name said 2 years ago, Jerry Stackhouse said the same thing. Now this is a former North Carolina alum. He said the same thing, that when Michael came to the Wizards, come to play, it was all about Michael. He couldn't even get the ball. That was the worst time in his career, playing alongside Michael Jordan. This is Jerry Stackhouse. And this man got pedigree. So for Eaton Thomas and Jahidi White, for them to defend Kwame Brown, saying that all that stuff that went on with him was wrong, to the fact that they used to call him and text him every day after practice, and they made him out to be this little kid. They said that man was way mature for his age when he came. But that Michael Jordan and Doug Collins did that to him and killed his whole spirit.
Yeah, it's that whole stigma. Country people are not smart. They just have a different accent.
Listen, that boy talked so intelligent. Yeah, he's saying certain things with the cursing, but his fluidity, the way he talked better than everybody on TV.
Yeah.
So and it's the fact that he just coming out. I'd have been said something. Said something. But the fact that he's just now coming out, and that's probably because now it's starting to affect his mom. Yeah. So that now he's like, you talk. Charlamagne's a jerk anyway.
Same thing with the fans, the same thing with the media. And y'all dead wrong when y'all bring in people's family or mental health into stuff.
And he don't even got mental health.
No, it's not even mental health, but you're contributing to the mental to your mental state.
Yeah.
Everybody don't wake up in the morning and be 100% mentally there. Well, and when I say mentally there, depression and all that. So you add into the depression and everything going on. So,
well, more and more people too are starting to acknowledge that they may have mental health because the stigma is starting to go away. And that due to things to a lot of the athletes and also things of people like Charlamagne and them. But still, the way y'all treating people on TV.
He living his best life, but yeah.
Hey, look, the man said, he said, how am I a bust if I play 12 years in the league and make $70 million? How am I a bust?
Yeah, that's not a bust.
Now, bust, though, could be, we don't know the whole reasons now after we done said all that about Kwame, is what's the one that Cleveland drafted out of Canada?
Yeah, but it's not the bust of him. You don't pan out, right?
Well, number one picks are hard.
So even if you don't pan out, that's different. It's the name calling that he was getting. He said, "You calling me a bust and you calling me all this type of things. You wouldn't trade me for a bag of chips, like stuff like that."
Yeah.
That's what the media shouldn't do. Because a lot of these people in the media, like Stephen A., you really can't even play ball. You're not even that good.
Well, Stephen A. and them are wrong when they're always trying to take money out of people's pocket. Because what if we start saying we don't want Stephen A. on the show? You know, we want Skip Bayless on that show, or we want Shannon Sharp. Like that's the stuff y'all do when y'all say we shouldn't trade for this person. You shouldn't get when they do it, and y'all on TV making y'all money doing it that way. So if the fans cry, we need to get you off the show. That's the same thing y'all doing to these players.
Think about it. When they talk about IQ with the black athletes, they don't never talk about the IQ of the white athletes. Same thing. So that's what Kwame Brown's getting at. Like they got to keep that same energy with athletes everywhere. Same thing with football. You know,
I mean, there's nothing wrong with criticizing. But
same thing
when
with
you
football,
go overboard,
you'll talk about QB's IQ, but then when it comes to like the receivers and the running backs, and you'll talk about how their IQ is, and
well, you just say they just athletic. Yeah, you don't talk.
Yeah,
about
you don't talk about it. So
that
has to be said. Kwame Brown, maybe he got to get on a platform to really say what he knows. Matter of fact, they should come on his platform and really talk it out.
Well, I know. All the smoke offering him to come on.
Well, they ain't really offering him to come on.
I think he should go on there. Though.
Nah, I don't think
so. I do. I'd go because now this man can speak. This is a whole new lane for you. I'll go on and launch myself from their platform.
Yeah, but you're not.
And launch myself big. I ain't saying go on and kiss they behind, but at the end of the day, y'all are all men. To me, your beef ain't really with them. As much as to me it would be with Stephen A. Because he knows what they're trying to do.
Matter of fact, I would go on Nick Cannon platform and talk about it.
Nah, I'd go on there.
Smoke, because all Smoke got Showtime. They're not gonna really talk about it.
I'd go. Well, they're gonna have me up there.
Really talk about the issue.
Listen, I'll go on there. I'd go on there and launch my platform even higher, because they're not gonna certain things they can't say, but there's certain things that now they have to say. Because look how they try to bait Jeannie Buss, who to me she did good trying not to throw him under the bus. But he got the impression she did. And I watched that episode when it came out, and I watched it twice. But still in all, Stephen A. is the one. You owe that man a pop.
We not seeing all the other extra stuff too. He talking about the DM, the text, the phone calls he gets, the little stuff in the media. Because I didn't even see the Charlamagne, like whatever he said about his parents and stuff like that. But nobody needed to know that.
And that's bad on Charlamagne because
even when we seen Kwame Brown, I seen Kwame Brown's response, and then when I went to go back to watch Charlamagne's Donkey of the Day, I still didn't like that apology, because that wasn't no real apology, because you still was putting his business.
Well, you see where the apology came from.
It's public record. Anybody can go see
it.
Yeah,
but you came from, because y'all from the same place, and and not only you say you got calls from his aunt or somebody like that, people that you knew, you probably got called from somebody down South Carolina that ain't rocking with that. So you backed off. You know, this
really probably Kwame, he's probably really doing stuff for the
so you telling personal business about somebody you knew. Somebody, even if you know him personally, you knew his family, you knew that, you're from the area.
Yeah.
So that's where he crossed the line. But anyway, y'all, this is a Knicks station. But we just had to say that Stephen A. need to stop tearing down these men that way. Stop crossing the line and acting like you tough. Talk sports, give the analogy. You can give your opinion, but you don't gotta tear men up, regardless of their race.
The jokes is funny, you know what I mean? But keep it PG.
So we're gonna get out of here tonight. Knicks with 7 o'clock, 7:30. Game 2, I feel, is ours. We play good in Atlanta. Every time we go down to Atlanta, it's like a home game. Everybody that's from the New York metropolitan area that moved down there gonna be at the game, gonna be representing in their gear. So everybody tune in, have a good time. At some point, we're gonna do another live. So I want y'all to check that out and like, comment, subscribe.
Somebody find some tickets.
Peace.